What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Desk of the Asia / Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. I am streaming here on Desk of the Asia. Hold on real quick, y'all. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. I am streaming here on Desk of the Asia. Hold on one moment, y'all. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. Hold on. Y'all know how I be. Sometimes I be having other stuff playing in the background. But anyway, tonight I'm doing something a little bit different. We're streaming on Desk of the Asia as well as the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. You know, we are a panel over there on that podcast, and we stream live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Whichever channel you're watching from, that's absolutely okay. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channels. I have my co-host from the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. He's on here tonight with me as well. Brother Truth is in the building, the agriculture teacher for all of your greenery needs.
What up, though? What's the deal? What up, though? Man, I'm good. I can't complain, man. I'm in a, you know what I'm saying? Wifey birthday tomorrow. We about to go out and party a little bit tonight, so you know.
In a good mood tonight. Tell her happy birthday.
Definitely.
Yeah, another trip around the sun. That's what's up. Glad to see it. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this thing because the internet has been set ablaze once again by Mr. Charleston White himself, right? And so if y'all do not know out there, if y'all have not caught wind, there happened to be an altercation between Charleston White and Soulja Boy at the Rolling Loud festivities in Miami, Florida. So we all know that Charleston White is very vocal. He states his opinion. He has some very strong opinions about rappers and in the hip hop culture. And sometimes he could come off a little offensive if people don't actually understand his message and able to pick up what he's putting down. Then he can come off offensive. So a lot of people, they be getting caught up in their feelings and they don't know how to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Right. And that's how he end up with people wearing they feelings on their sleeve and getting upset instead of actually listening to the message. So back in the past, it wasn't too long ago, he did speak on Soulja Boy, right? And Soulja Boy ended up responding back to him on Instagram or whatever live platform he was on.
That was like last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't too. It seemed like it was a while ago.
It was only like a few days ago that I seen the clip, because I seen the clip of Charleston saying something, and then they show Soulja Boy respond.
Oh, okay. So they had that back and forth. They shared some words online already as it is, right? So just so happens, everybody who is somebody is out there at Rolling Loud, right?
Yeah.
So Charleston White, he's out there during the festivities or whatever, and what ends up happening is he ended up that he was with ended up noticing that, you know, the people who were like 10 deep was Soulja Boy and his people. In the video that Charleston White had, he had said that he had seen the guys at first. They was coming out, they was getting out. He didn't pay it no mind. They was tying up their shoes and everything. And then he said somebody pointed out, hey, that's Soulja Boy. He still didn't pay it no mind, thinking, hey, you know, they about to go into a shoe store or something like that. He didn't think that this nigga or whatever.
Yeah, he said he was standing right by the shoe store when they walked up.
Exactly. So he's like, I don't know. After a while, he realized these niggas not going into this shoe store. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an issue. So he ended up grabbing his mace that he had on him or whatever. And I'm gonna let him tell his own story. I actually have I'm actually gonna show the clip of when he was describing what actually happened.
He's so goddamn funny, dog. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious.
It been having me weak as fuck. Hold on, let me share this.
Hey, then the meme you shared on the post, that shit was so funny.
Look, Charleston White. Let me find some. I gotta have a bottle for this shit. Charleston White had that pepper spray like this here, and you remember when Soulja Boy was on Vlad talking about them people came in his house, pow pow pow. That's how Charleston White was with that pepper spray. But
true story. That shit was funny as hell. He said,
man, I'm talking about
in pepper. What do you say? In the CPL class, they teach you to go across the eye. Went across his eye, I got the nose area. Then his mouth went open. I got all up in.
He said, Soulja Boy asked him, "You pepper sprayed me?" Hold on. Let me share this clip, man. This shit funny as fuck. Hold on.
He talking about it make you delusional.
Yeah. That man got some bear mace.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Hold on.
Let me that shit. I need some of that.
Oh Lord. Hold on. Let me get to it. Oh. Hold on. This thing messed up. Y'all bear with me. When y'all get in here, go ahead and like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, regardless of which one you watching from.
Somebody said use milk if you get maced.
Hey, that's what you're supposed to do. Use some milk.
He needs some milk.
You need some milk. That was Soulja Boy did. Hold on. Here we go. Right here. Oh my God. I'm trying to hold my composure.
They don't know if they had been tased. They didn't know what had happened to that motherfucker.
Can you hear it?
Whole time, just for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Hey, I hit that motherfucking ass one more time, just for goodness sake. Like that nigga Soulja Boy said. man, you. And he say, bro, you maced me. Yeah, nigga. Hey, I say, yeah, nigga. That nigga say, I don't know what 12 nigga want to talk. I don't know you nigga want to talk. Ain't no, next time you nigga better holler with a bullhorn. You better use the police bullhorn. Oh, that nigga, shit, nigga, you can't just walk up to no nigga like me. I want to talk. I don't want to talk to now some bitch, nigga. Hell no. I don't want to talk to a hoe. I don't want to talk to no bunch of niggas. This nigga got rings on his finger. Boy, that nigga hit me across my head, one of them rings, put that eye out. It'll go viral. Also, put that eye out. Also, hit him in the goddamn eye, put that eye out. I bet he closed his mouth now because that eye closed now. They wasn't gonna do me like that. You lying to me? Nigga, I got some different kind of mates. I got some shit niggas ain't got. I ain't bullshit. It's some jail. Yeah. I'll let you see right there what they say.
Oh, he dumb, man.
Hey,
yeah, I ain't about to go viral. You knock my eye out.
That man say, I'm not gonna go viral because you done knocked my damn eye out. Hey, you know that socket, Charleston White, that eye socket loose as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to do nothing but this here.
Hey, dog, he true. That's true though. But listen, I ain't about to let if I'm a Charleston White. And I know I'm a controversial motherfucker. I'm not letting you get the best of me to one up on me either. You can't walk up on me talking about you want to talk and you got your 12 niggas with me and it's me and maybe one other nigga. I see if you walk up by yourself talking about you want to talk. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But nigga, fuck that, nigga. You got No, I'm getting a jump on you too. I ain't mad at you. He ain't called the police or nothing on him. Shit.
What was so funny to me though is just the fact that when I was reading the heading, because Say Cheese had posted, that's why we've had first seen it at when Say Cheese had posted it. When Say Cheese posted it, I'm reading the caption. I'm just knowing at the end it's gonna be something else. Right. Spray this man down like a dog.
Yeah, you know how they be doing the clickbait. You thinking like they just said that, yeah.
Hey,
he really didn't mace this nigga.
Look. Charleston White came through like pest control in there.
Oh shit!
He came through like the orchid man. You hear me?
Oh my goodness! I know Soulja Boy was mad. I can't wait to hear Soulja Boy. This is about to be an epic YouTube battle, dog.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
about to be,
funny as
because
hell.
that
Them
nigga
two
Soulja
niggas.
Boy is funny as hell too, because he be going hard on niggas. He be going off.
Yup.
So when he get to talking about this, oh my God, it's about to be, you bitch
It's gonna
ass
be
nigga.
hilarious.
You had the Mace Big Draco. You knew you was. I already see. I can see this coming. I already know what he about to say.
And the
Oh,
thing too is like crazy because I like Soulja Boy. You know, of course we rock with Charleston. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's just long as they keep it just having fun, talking shit on the internet or whatever.
Shit, he
That'll
done
be
maced
what's
him
up.
now. Shit, it done went past having fun.
Well, I mean,
Oh, shit.
he did pepper spray those folks, but it ain't
Oh
nothing.
man.
It's you know,
No, it ain't gotta go, you know what I'm saying? But
it
I
ain't
mean,
gotta
you
go
mace
too
me.
far, you know.
Yeah, I want to fight though after you mace me though. I ain't gonna lie. That
Yeah.
should be a celebrity boxing match. Go ahead and get it in.
Man, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to fight after you been maced. Have you been maced? Have you been maced before?
Not firsthand. I got secondary pepper spray
Let
before,
me tell
like
you
you know, being
something.
in the area.
When you
I ain't
get
never
pepper
had nothing.
sprayed, when they do this right here, what he talking about? When the bitch shake that can up on you, I'm telling you, your everything be burning. I'm talking about. It's
I didn't
like
see the nigga get maced though.
it's
They went
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't got maced. I didn't got maced like at a school fight, and I got maced one time. You know, the Ku Klux Klan was talking about they was finna march in Memphis back when I was in high school, and we went down there, and it was just a complete riot. And I got maced down there too, and then it was crazy because you jumping, we having to jump over barricades, and I'm gonna tell you something that's real messed up about when you get maced. It the more and more you try and run, you end up can't breathe. It stop you from breathing. So you
Mm-hmm.
almost gotta just lay where you at. You know what I'm saying? If you try to run and everything, it chokes you up.
And with
It
that
has
pepper
some type
spray,
of effects on your lungs.
when that pepper spray, when you try to rub that shit out your eye, that's the worst
That
shit you
that
can
make
do.
it worse. That make it
Oh
worse.
my
That like I said,
God,
a
bro.
nigga
I
needs
was
some
so
milk.
mad. I didn't even do shit. I'm just in the area. The police pepper sprayed a nigga for some bullshit. Shit went everywhere. Motherfuckers choking, coughing. I done did that. That shit happened to me a couple times like that. Cause you know that police pepper spray, that shit go far. I done been
Yeah,
at protest, they done pepper spray motherfuckers, and we had to get rags of water and put it on our face, all
yeah.
type of shit.
And
Yeah.
and the times I did get pepper sprayed, it was by the police. So
That
it's
nigga Soulja
crazy.
Boy heated right now. He ain't even went live and said nothing heavy.
He said, "Nah, I'm telling you something. I think, I think
He
the
still
main
cleaning
feelings
his
hurt,
eyes out.
pride hurt a little bit because everybody be thinking they finna run up on this dude and it don't work out like that. And
Never work out.
I think,
This the third time I done seen motherfuckers try to run up on him, and then it made him look even better and blew it up. The first time when he was on that Doom buggy and he was talking shit to them niggas, and everybody had their guns and they ain't really run up on that nigga. Then the one nigga
600
600
breezy.
breezy thought he was talking kind of crazy to him to me, like nigga, he like, I don't give a fuck all them niggas. I'm against all these niggas who against our people, blah blah blah, and I'm willing to die and kill about it. I respect that. I
Yeah,
respect anybody that stand on their square and they willing to kill and die about whatever it is that they say. Even if it's some, I think it's fuck shit, I can respect that you willing to die on your, for what you stand for.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, like these folks is they running up on him or whatever, and it's like you running up on him, you approaching somebody talking about you talking about you want to talk. Why you gotta come 10 deep if you want to talk to me? Why we didn't have a prior discussion? He
He
a
supposed
social
to told
media
his people to
figure.
stand back. They ain't even had to get out the car. Hey, if something happen, y'all hop out. Whoop de whoop. I'm finna go holler at this nigga. You feel me, man to man.
And what is there to even talk about? To be honest, it ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I said what I said, and since I
Right.
done said what I said, and you approach me,
Yeah.
it's on because like, what you want to
Exactly.
rap with me for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My stance ain't gonna change.
And they know
So
that.
what we
They
finna
know the
talk
nigga
about?
not finna change his mind.
And you sure ain't finna come 10, 11 deep on me. You get what I'm saying?
That's why I said I
So
don't think he was wrong. Shit, he could have upped the
no,
burner on him.
he went in right into action because
Yeah.
them young niggas, they was finna come with a problem. So you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
went
niggas ain't
ahead
tying their
and
shoes to kick it.
Yeah, and I think Soulja Boy hadn't went live because he feels some type of way, his pride, because he probably wanted to try and play gangster, get that dude, and it didn't work like that. And then here come his homeboys. His homeboys
go viral off checking them.
Exactly, and it don't. Oh yeah, look, we checked the bitch ass nigga Charleston White. Nah, nigga, you got pepper spray.
But me, I don't even trying to check him. Like, what do that get you? Like, you know what I mean? Like that nigga, old man with one eye. He talk crazy, but that's all he do is talk. And a lot of the shit that he say, of course, is shit that I don't agree with. Some of the shit, but at the end of the day, the point that he's making about us as a people doing better, that's like, why wouldn't we want to do better? His method ain't my method, of course, but at the end of the day, I think that he just want us to do better as a people, and he using shock value to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is it's a lot of his. It was, I wouldn't say a lot of his homeboys, but it was like a couple of his homeboys, like somebody named Flo something. I don't know the dude name. I think it's Big Flo or something like that. They went, now they've been going live and they've been talking. It was like, it's some whole ass shit that he pulled out Mace. I would have rather him pulled out a gun. It ain't even that serious to do all of that. Like, y'all really, you know what I'm saying? Y'all everything, every time something happen, y'all be ready to die about it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious.
But only when it's us though. And that's the point that Charleston White always be making. Y'all will get violent and rowdy with me, but these people that give y'all bold contract. I heard Master P talk about it before. These dudes that give y'all bold contracts, y'all will put the black people on front that do it, but the white people, y'all just get them a pass and don't say nothing to them. They putting you in bold 360 deals, making you bunny hop. You bunny hop for the white boy, but when I say something, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Like, why y'all got an issue only with me, but not our real enemy?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that they'll do that, and they'll feel like, as soon as something happened, it's on. And Soulja Boy homeboys, they ended up going live talking about it, and one of them had, it was a different video that they had, and it was another dude that came in, and they was like, well, if we were there, I guess the people who supposed to be the shooters, but according to Soulja Boy, he a shooter himself. You know what I'm saying? According to Soulja Boy, he a shooter with a shooter. You get what I'm saying?
What that mean?
Y'all come 11 deep on this man. And then you got a nigga that wasn't even there. He wasn't even present. He say, they said that they was in California or something. Y'all not even present, but y'all all on camera talking about, man, if I was there, man, we would have paralyzed the nigga. He would be shitting out a colostomy bag and all of that. Shut the fuck up. You would have been pepper sprayed too, because y'all try and catch that man off guard. You'd have been pepper sprayed too, because the 11 niggas that was there didn't do nothing. So what you talking about?
Like, why do you get points for that? Like, why do you think like that's something to even get on camera and brag about? Like, yeah, we would have paralyzed a dude that do work in the community and talk crazy to rappers and gangsters on the internet. He ain't talking to so-called soft niggas or regular. He talking to motherfuckers that's supposed to be the gangsters and be the killers, and he telling y'all willing to kill me and harm me. But when it's we got open enemies that have done harm to our people, done harm to us, and everybody got a bad experience probably with the police, with racist white people, whatever the case may be, are oppressors. You ain't got this same energy with them. You bow and cower to them. That's real shit. I agree with that. I hate that shit. Shit.
That's straight fact. Somebody in the somebody in the comments actually said, thank y'all. I see some new faces up in here, so thank y'all for joining us tonight. If this your first time of seeing us, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel for future shows. But this speaks to your sentiment, Brother Truth. The real Zion said the same thing they hate about him, they celebrate in everyone else if you a rapper or influential. I mean, that's big facts. And then Brandon say they will turn themselves in calmly to the police. And then Mexico say they got mace. Yes, they did. They got sprayed
That's
up.
facts.
Yeah,
That's
big
facts.
facts.
Niggas will be at niggas. You would see a motherfucker or hear about shit in the news. Nigga get into a shootout or be shooting at a nigga or just kill the nigga. The police get on their ass. They running trying to get away. Which I ain't saying don't try to get away, but then when you is cornered or you caught, you throw your gun down and put your hands up and lay it down. But if there was somebody that looked just like you gonna go attack them. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it's a lot of factors that play into that, and it's not just, you know what I'm saying, as simple as that. But at the end of the day, I feel like you gotta have that same vigor and that same fearlessness when it's the police or your open enemy, or you know what I'm saying, whoever. You know what I mean? Not just with your own kind, not just with people who look like you. Have that same energy with everybody. Then I can respect it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something that I recognize with a lot of these people who are in the industry who consider themselves to be OGs, or one would consider them to be an OG and they're influential or whatever. They didn't do the job that Charleston White is doing. And I feel like a lot of these old ass niggas be mad at Charleston White too, because he talked to the youth like he they daddy. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
he schooled them, he put them on game, he don't play with them, he don't try to pacify them, he don't try to walk they walk and talk they talk or anything like that. He stand on his square. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the OGs that's in the game that could have been part of cleaning up some of this stuff. They didn't use their platform in order to do it. So I feel like, in a sense, a lot of them feel like Charleston White is copping they shine. I really
That,
feel like it's more so jealousy more so than hate. I think they just jealous because he got a platform, he has that tenacity, and he has that gift of gab or whatever, where he can get people to listen to what it is that he's saying. And I actually feel like once people actually get away from the character and actually look at the man and the message and what he is that is saying, that what it is that he's saying, I think a lot of the things that we deal with in the hip hop culture will cease to exist, and that's something positive for us in the grand scheme of things, because it
right.
seems like, it's a lot of rappers that come out and say, hey, the most dangerous job in the world is to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's because of how so much of the streets influence hip hop culture. And nowadays, these
Fact.
cats, they not playing a role anymore. Who they say they
Yeah.
are, they really that nigga. Like, you could really check these people background, and they really doing what they saying in these raps. So that would actually make
Yeah.
the difference, because y'all actually are domestic terrorists at this point.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far and say
Well, to
that.
me,
You
that's
know what
what
I'm
it is.
saying? I mean, you already know I ain't about it, but I understand what you're saying, but and you know what I'm saying, like it's a layered thing, because of course you have self accountability, which for me, I hold myself accountable by not participating in certain activities that I used to participate in, and that's how I be the change, because now I'm still in my same community that I used to do that in, but I'm doing something totally different, and now I'm an example, and that goes a longer way than me saying like, oh, y'all shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, because now they like, oh, I'm still here, you still the dude we knew, but you on a different path. You know what I'm saying? So like I get it. Like we shouldn't be. I don't promote ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not an advocate for it, but I also don't just totally condemn my people for the ignorance that they do. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. But I know Charleston is more on the extreme. Like fuck that shit. It need to be eradicated. And I ain't. And you know, somebody got to take a stance like that. You know what I'm saying? And on certain shit, I agree with that shit too. It just got to be eradicated. We can't promote it as destructive. You know what I'm saying? As far as us, but a lot of that shit is about an environment that they didn't create. They just adapted to it. They didn't create the streets. You know what I'm saying? They just adapted to it because they was involved in it. They was a part of it, whether they had to do that or was attracted to it and did it on that. You know what I'm saying? Because of whatever peer pressure or whatever the case may be. for the most part, they didn't create the world the way it is. They just was born in.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is where I feel like the older generation, this is where they dropped the ball as far as hip hop is concerned. Back in the day, the older rappers, they were doing this thing where they were actually telling a story about the things that they see outside of their window. They weren't necessarily the ones doing those things, but they had the story to tell because they lived in those environments, right?
Right.
So it's just like watching wrestling. You know, when you watch wrestling and you a kid, you feel like it's real. When you hear a rapper and he's talking about being a gangster, shoot 'em up, bang bang, selling dope or what have you.
Yeah.
Then the person listening to it think that this person is actually doing it. So for so long, we had these people who were actually studio gangsters that is ministering, so to speak, to the youth. And so now you got the youth not being able to separate BS from reality, and the old cats ain't out here coming out and saying, hey, this is just art and this is me demonstrating and or illustrating what it is that I see outside of my window and putting it on wax. Instead of them doing that, they led them to believe that you really this nigga that you're rapping about in the song, and the whole time it ain't you. It might be your big cousin or your uncle or something that's really out here in the streets that or probably been in the streets and got locked up or something. You ain't even that nigga. So the younger generation end up taking it and they start wearing that those stripes you get and everything those stripes you get as a badge of honor. You know, you had people that even when Tupac had got shot up, don't you know, like it was a wave of people that thought like the badge of honor, to say you that nigga, to say you real is to get shot a couple of times and to survive. Like that really was a thing. It was like you hard, you tough if you done got shot a couple of times. You hard, you tough if you done got locked up or whatever. Where else these older cats really weren't living like that. And that's one of the things that Charleston White had mentioned that I love so much. He was like, man, get in the studio and play gangster. He said, y'all ain't playing gangster. Y'all really is the gangster. In so many words, I'm just paraphrasing.
Right, yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
When y'all was just playing games, but y'all really out here doing this stuff for real. And then you want to get mad when your lyrics get you caught up in court and they start using it against you, but you are actually describing things that you have actually done. You know, so if you ain't out here doing it, even if they were to pull it up, they ain't gonna have evidence to prove that you really doing what it is in your rhymes. If you got it in your rhymes and you're not doing it, the evidence gonna come out and show that you're innocent. If you got it in your rhymes and you really are doing it, then it's gonna convict you. You know, so it's just like these people are trying to.
That's a slippery slope, though. When
it
you
is a slippery slope
to convict people off lyrics, because a nigga can be lying. A lot of niggas be lying. We gotta. It's a lot. See, like they gonna highlight the ones that's really, you know what I'm saying, that they catching up and they put it. And then we also, we can't just trust, not saying that motherfuckers ain't doing shit, but we can't just trust what the police say or what they say, because they could be trying to entrap these young guys because they in such a powerful position to change people's lives around them. They ain't just out here doing all bad, all crazy stuff either too now, you know what I'm saying, on that end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? But for me, I'm of the belief where there's smoke, there's fire. And these people ain't using just all of this time and resources, just snatching, just looking at a random rapper for absolutely no reason. You're not tied to any type of actual tangible, real life criminal activity. I don't think that they're just pulling up rappers and being like, hey, let us go try and build a case. No, you have to have already been associated with something. And then now, to be honest, I'm going to tell you something. You can't tell the prosecution that, hey, they trying to win their side too. You can't tell the prosecutor, okay, it's only so much evidence that if you find clues to help you build your case, you can't use all your clues because of there may be a slippery slope. Don't drop no clues for their ass. That's how I feel. It's like, why do people feel like it's necessary to put that stuff in the music? And the reason why I don't give a damn about them using it is for the simple fact is this: the bullshit shouldn't be in the lyrics anyway, because now the kids listening to that. and we're creating a constant cycle of BS. We ain't rectifying anything, and we wanted to slide and be like, okay, let's keep this toxic material in these songs, and then we have to figure out, while we let this stuff exist, we have to figure out how to protect and cradle our babies from those very same things that they're talking about. It's counterproductive at the end of the day. So me personally, I don't give a fuck about it.
I mean, I ain't with locking niggas up for what they rap about, because
they not getting locked up for their brother truth. They getting locked up
no,
because
I'm just
they
saying, like,
what
even
they rap
using
about.
lyrics in court, because I know personally people that have had rap lyrics used against them in court. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that the rappers is the only people who lyrics getting used against? You know what I'm saying? What about a motherfucker that's in another genre of music that might sing or whatever, rock and roll? They might have some violence in they music. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you only targeting rappers? Why is it only rappers that's being targeted by the FBI, that's being indicted like Rico, like they running some mob thing, when the mob is like, they ain't nowhere near what no mafia is. You know what I'm saying? Just to be real, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm not with that. I don't think that you should be able to lock somebody up because of what they saying in music, because music is art. You know what I'm saying? It's just like any other art. You know what I'm saying? You ain't locking motherfuckers up for nothing else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like somebody in the comments, Mayonnaise said, because rappers do indeed shoot at motherfuckers, and then
but it's other people that do violence
CSB
too.
said rock and rollers dudes ain't shooting up neighborhoods, bro.
How you know that? How you just gonna say that? So you telling me there ain't never been no rock and roll people that ever been convicted of violent crimes? That's false.
Well, it's not necessarily
You know what I'm
violent
saying?
crimes. It's about he said shooting up neighborhoods.
A lot of these rappers ain't shooting up neighborhoods. You feel what I'm saying? How y'all know the rappers is shooting up neighborhoods,
Well,
man?
the
You feel
thing
what I'm saying?
is, I
Most of
mean,
the people that do that get caught, and the ones that don't get caught, they end up probably getting killed in the streets or whatever the case may be.
okay, let me ask you this then, brother Truth. Have you ever heard of a case where the rapper wasn't actually tied to any type of criminal activity for real, but he just got pulled in because of his lyrics? Like, he actually have a case just based on his lyrics. They pinned something on him. Or did he have some type of ties or association with some type of criminal activity, and then the lyrics got used and as evidence?
But I'm saying, who are we to say that to trust that they, just because the police say that they tied to criminal activity, that's true? They could really just be rapping, and it could just be maybe people that's around them. You can't control who you around when you grow in certain environments. It's gonna always be. They could try to tie me to some shit right now just because I be in the hood. I don't do nothing illegal right now at all.
Right,
At all. You see what I'm saying? But what if they try to say that because of, oh, I might shake hands with my homeboy I grew up with and see him in the hood and he did whatever they saying he did this allegedly. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with that, but they might snap the picture or two of us out there and then make it seem. That's what I'm saying. We have to be careful. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that motherfuckers ain't doing nothing or they just totally, you know what I'm saying, not at fault for certain shit, but I'm not about to just believe the police either. I'm not about to believe the police at all. I've seen the police lie, just like y'all say y'all seen rappers do be killers and shoot up this. I've seen the police lie, steal, kill, and do all that too.
Well, that's true, but the thing is people got to understand this as well, brother Truth. An arrest is not a conviction. So just because you are arrested for something don't mean that you have been convicted for. You have your time in court in order to prove your innocence.
That's easier said
And if
than
you ain't been
done for
doing
a black man,
what they said, then the evidence gonna prove that you weren't.
As a black man, you guilty until you prove your innocence. And I can tell you that from personal experience. You're guilty. They automatically think you guilty.
Well, you have your time in court to prove your innocence.
But that's not. It's not up to me to prove my innocence. It's up to the court to prove my guilt. See what I'm saying? And that's where it be fucked up at, because not only do people think, that's most people interpretation, that I gotta prove my innocence. I'm not accusing nobody of doing nothing. Y'all accusing me of a crime. So why do I gotta prove my innocence when you accusing me of a crime? You have to prove that I did that crime beyond a reasonable doubt. And 9 times out of 10, they don't really be proving it. They just get convictions because nobody is really going to trial most of the time. Niggas just plead guilty. You know what I'm saying? Then when they do go to trial, you get railroaded.
Well, in the case of these rappers, we not gonna sit here and pretend like these people don't be out here wilding for real.
Some of them do. I ain't finna sit here and say they don't, but I'm just saying it's not my place to judge them for what they doing. You know what I'm saying? They got to pay their consequences how they pay them. I'm not about to just automatically say the police right because they indicting these people and they saying, oh, they doing such and such, they responsible for this many murders and this da da da. But then when you start looking at the cases and when people get convicted, 9 times out of 10 they never really convict nobody of the murders or nothing like that. They just be having that to hype the case up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just do that to make it sensationalized. Oh, 56 murders. Oh my God, they killed that many people. And then it don't even be nan nigga be plead guilty to nan murder. You know what I'm saying? They plead guilty to something else. You get what I'm saying? They don't be convicting niggas of the shit that they that they putting up in the headlines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, niggas probably might be doing other shit, but I don't see no rapper making millions of dollars being in the hood terrorizing people. Like, I don't see that. You know, we live in the environment that we live in. We didn't create the environment. We just a product of it. That's it.
Yeah. So Chi-Town lady said rappers are the only artists getting killed in the streets. Come on, that's not statistics. That's a fact. I mean, that's true. Like you don't hear about the amount of deaths in different genres of music like we do in hip hop. Like it's so unfortunate to where I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Now, when I hear about a rapper that got killed or whatever, or got shot or anything like that, I don't even be surprised. It happens so often to where I'm desensitized to it to a sense.
Right.
And so this is a good question that CS Banks asked. CX Banks say, so what's the solution? Keep letting them run wild? And that's been my whole thing. You know, that's been my whole thing with whatever we talking about. I feel like lock their ass up until we can figure out the problem. Like that's how I feel.
It's known. It's plenty of studies that our people have done that show that when you give most kids an option, a viable option outside of going to the streets, let's just say teaching them skilled trades at an early age, or you know what I'm saying, getting them in certain kind of rites of passage programs and stuff like this, it's known that 9 times out of 10 they're gonna stay out of trouble. We don't have resources in our community that can give these kids viable access to options. They don't really be having that many options. Not saying that they don't have no options, but the options is more options on the illegal side. It's easier to do something illegal in the hood than it is to go to a rec center and go hoop and go do stuff like this. Well, I know for sure I could speak to that in my city. You know what I'm saying? They closed hundreds of schools. They didn't close hundreds of schools, thousands of kids displaced, no school. So that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? The education, the no resources, the poverty is what lead to crime. They not just out here wilding for no reason. They trying to get some money. They trying to do this. They imitating everything that they see, from rap to TV, movies, all that. It's violence is a part of the culture. We can't just act like it's not and say, oh yeah, we don't know why they doing that. Yes, we do. We know why they doing it because that's what they taught to do from the very beginning.
Yes, indeed. If y'all enjoying this dialogue, make sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, the link is actually in the comments. So if you want to jump on here, you could jump on here and chop it up with us. I think I did put the link up in there. But I'm gonna have to challenge you on what you just said real quick though. Because you talking about like the kids and impoverished conditions and everything like that. These rappers not broke and they grown. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, what do we say for those these grown men and women, whoever is committing crimes, these grown rappers that's out here that have more resources than we have, you know what I'm saying, that can actually use their actual resources in order to aid in of stopping some of the issues that we have in our community, so they could actually use their resources and aid in that. If we're saying that poverty is the issue, and
But they
poverty
do
and
though.
a lack of education is something that is leading our black children into crime, so once you become successful and you have the money, you have the resources, how
But
about
money don't. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you
how
off.
about using those resources in order to like implement different programs and everything? Because Charleston White, why people be mad at Charleston White actually is active in the community. Niggas mad
Right.
at him for being niggas that's destroying the community the whole time. You got niggas that have more money and more resources than him that can actually do something in their community to stop some of the crime, but instead they are actually adding to it. They'll help out a little bit. So you can't serve two masters. You can't be over here at 1 minute, okay, I'm working in the community. I'm giving a little bit back. I done started a program or whatever. You do that by day, and by night you shooting up the same neighborhood. You can't serve two masters. That's it.
But
You can't do that.
I don't know. Where like people create that narrative, but what niggas is really helping the community and then shooting up the community? Most people who don't, even niggas that's in the streets,
Well,
most
we're
niggas
talking
in the
about the
streets.
rappers.
Okay,
YSL,
all right, rappers.
YSL, they are very active in the community.
Allegedly though, that's what I'm saying. Like, but
Everything
okay,
is alleged.
but what I'm saying is okay. So what it is it's not just that they are terrorizing the community. It's a survival thing. When you born in a violent environment, your only recourse is either for one, just run and hide, stay in the house or whatever the case may be, avoid conflict, or you got to be violent, be capable of violence yourself to even survive this environment, or you're going to get ate up. That's just how it goes. They didn't create that, and not justifying the violence in the community. Of course, we want to stop that. So, but also on your point about the resources and stuff like that, uh, a lot of these
Brother Truth,
rappers,
like
listen,
the thing
just
I'm saying is I understand your point about the root, because we do have to get to the root of the issue that causes problems in our
exactly.
community. So we
That's the
definitely
only
have
way
to
you
get to
really
the root
gonna stop
cause.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not.
I
I'm
got
not.
you on that.
I'm not saying we don't have personal accountability. Like I said, I took accountability by not doing the same things, but everybody don't hasn't been through the process that I went through to get to the point that I'm at. I didn't just wasn't born this way, or I when in the area I grew up in, this is not the normal way that we was taught, or that I had to go seek this on my own. I had to go to prison actually and get around some guys who was actually positive and wanted to rehabilitate themselves, and they gave me something positive to build on, and I took it and I build on it.
Right,
So
but
what
you're
I'm
not
saying
rich
is
though. But we're talking
exactly I'm
about
not,
somebody that made it
but
out
I'm
of those
active in my community
circumstances.
though. It could be looked at as if I made it out because I don't have to live in the hood. You feel what I'm saying? I live in the hood by choice. So what I'm saying is that, and then just give you an example, like I was saying, talking about the I'm gonna use Young Thug, YSL, right? Lil Baby, when Lil Baby first started rapping, Lil Baby was still in the streets. Young Thug actually used to pay Lil Baby the same amount of money that he would work making the streets for him not to be in the streets and to go to the studio and start being a rapper after he made his first song. So a lot of these guys is out here trying to do positive and be positive. That's why somebody who doing something like that and is doing everything in their power to get another young brother off the streets, I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to when they get in trouble and when something happens. I'm not just automatically going to throw them away, cast them away. You're going to have to pay your consequences because that's on you. You made choices if you made them choices. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I still can be on your side even through you paying them consequences. I don't gotta just throw you away because you locked up. You feel what I'm saying?
My thing is that even
or
with
because you might do something wrong.
Even what you said about Young Thug and him helping out Lil Baby, I ain't here to convict anybody and say who did what. I don't know everything. I have heard little birdies chirp and talk about the streets in Atlanta or whatever the case may be. But all at the same time is this: just because it's the same type of concept. Young Thug helped Lil Baby and made sure he stayed out the streets. Young Thug did things in the community to help people who were living in poverty. He was doing good deeds. Just because you do a good deed doesn't mean that you can't be doing a good deed by day and be a criminal by night. And it's not, and I love you. I love me some Young Thug music. You get what I'm saying? And I hate it for him. I hate that, allegedly he had one foot in and one foot out, but we can't make excuses for poor behavior, and we can't keep on making it seem like these people are a victim to circumstances when it's just at this point a choice that they wanted to make in order to live, to have some type of identity or status or whatnot. It's like at this point we are giving them an excuse for poor behavior and not holding them accountable for it.
No, they are getting held accountable. They in prison. They locked up. What you mean? It's not you. How the community not holding them accountable? The community is asking the people, the same people who they be protesting against, the police, to do the job that the community is supposed to do. That's all I'm saying. The community didn't hold these brothers accountable. The community didn't get them something different or get them a different option. So this is my point of view. If I'm not giving you an option or I don't have a better option for you, you feel what I'm saying? How can I criticize what you're doing? I can't. I'm not. I didn't teach you nothing.
These people are rich though.
What does that mean?
We're talking about
Young Thug was a crack baby.
Young Thug was a crack baby that was able to he was able to change his situation.
He rapped.
So is he still
the shit that he went through.
He still needs sugar water? Is that what you're saying? Just because he a crack baby, he an old age, when you have a crack baby,
no, what I'm saying,
because they helped on crack, you gotta give them sugar water when they little.
But you cannot ignore the effect of drugs in our community. So if he a crack baby,
but he a grown ass man making choices though. That man, so you basically saying he still needs sugar water.
I mean, if that you want to make a joke about that, like
no, I'm not making no. Seriously, I'm not making a joke about it. Like honestly, I'm not making a joke about it. Brother Truth, I'm not making a joke about it because
let me tell you this though, the effects of being a crack baby don't never stop, never ever. You never is regular. You see what I'm saying? Like the effects of when your mama is smoking crack and you was in her womb. Them effects stay with you for your whole life. Crack babies are prone to be violent. This is studies on this. This is not something like I'm just making up or just putting out there just to try to make excuses. It's not no excuse. If it really happened and this is really, we didn't put crack in our community. You get what I'm saying? So you blame, I'm not saying you don't have accountability. You feel what I'm saying? The accountability comes from somebody doing different and showing different in the community where they at. Because if you're not making a difference there, it don't matter. It don't matter how grown you get when you know this is all you know. This is what you know. You're going to know that as a child. You're going to know that as a grown man. And if you don't have nobody to show you anything different, it's not going to be no difference. You're going to keep getting the same thing perpetuated over and over. The system is working. This is the system at work. Like, it's doing its job. You get what I'm saying? Like, the accountability comes from people being like even Charleston White being active in the community, because I've heard about him helping people get out of jail. I'm active in my community. People like Uhuru Academy, shit like that. Like, we have to support that type of stuff and make sure we push that and push people who doing good to the forefront and not just people who doing bad. We can't just push the bad. We got to push the good too. And niggas is being held accountable for crime because niggas is going to jail. Niggas is getting killed. Niggas is getting held accountable, but they just not being held accountable by us. If you get what I'm saying, you feel what I mean?
And you actually mentioned the Uhuru Academy, and the Uhuru Academy is actually in the comments, which is one of our sponsors. Thank you so much for stopping through, Baba Amin. But he said gangsters do surface shit, turkey giveaways, shoe and coke drives, etc. A lot of times it's just to put on a public face, not to make a change. I want to add to what you were saying though, brother Truth. And then we'll get off here or whatever, because I know you about to go celebrate your queen's birthday or whatever. But for some reason, after hearing the rhetoric that you've regurgitated in a sense for so long, because you're not the first person that I've actually heard that. We regurgitate in our community, we regurgitate that same rhetoric for so long, and it almost make it seem like we're helpless, we're victims, someone is always to blame for our circumstances. Well, we need to be held accountable, but deep down inside, we're not really accountable, because we can circle around, we could spin the block, and we could find whatever our circumstances is. We can always, you know what I'm saying, find somebody or something other to hold to be held accountable for what it is that we're doing. Now, my thing is this: if Young Thug or whoever else who was a crack baby never got caught up in any type of crime, we'll be celebrating the fact that this person has used whatever it is that they have inside them to change their circumstances or whatever, and we'll try to eliminate the fact, or take or wouldn't even want the jacket of them being a crack baby being held against them. We'll be wanting us to just talk about, you ain't even got to talk about me being a crack baby. Talk about all the good things that I've done, all the good things I've accomplished. There is no way in the world that you can tell me that a man that was a crack baby, that was able to push through and power through his circumstance, make multi-million-dollar worth of money, give back to his community, have the wherewithal in order to know the difference between his situation and other people's situation, and feel like he needs to reach back to them and help them out. And now he get jammed up, and it's like, oh, he's fucked up because he ain't right in the head. He still needs sugar water because he's a crack baby. And it's like, it's a poor excuse for the bad behavior at that point, because it's like, come on, dude. Like, you know right from wrong, and you've been a successful person. If you are being able to maneuver through this world and be that successful or that, whatever, you know the difference between right from wrong. You're making a choice to do the bullshit that you're doing. You're not being pressured to do it. It ain't your conditions or your environment that's making you do it, because you got enough money, to be honest, to go live behind the gate where you ain't even got to come out no more. You're choosing to be in those type of situations. You're choosing this. Ain't nobody to blame for that. So I don't like when we fall short in every situation. We end up trying to play the victim card. You will pull the victim card in order to get us out of it.
So what? So you telling me that they created the situation that we ignoring that? That's a fact. That's a cold-hearted fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact, but that fact isn't relevant in this situation.
That's not. It ain't irrelevant. It's not irrelevant.
It is the fact.
The only people that
is irrelevant in the situation. Talking about rich folk.
What rich got to do with where you come from? Money don't change what you do. Money don't change what you do. It intensifies it. If money, okay. So, brother, true. If you're saying money doesn't change anything, then why use the excuse of an impoverished environment being the cause? No. I said money doesn't change. Like, money doesn't change who you are as a person. If you a street nigga, you getting money not gonna stop you being a street nigga. That's just, it's not. It's only gonna intensify. You have to have a mindset to do different, and to think and do different, and do better. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying. All I'm saying is it's like, so let's say niggas could just be having, like, where we from, you could be having a casual conversation, just talking about shit that's happened, and if somebody was recording it, it would sound like you involved in criminal activity, but you not. You just basically talking about stuff that's going on in your environment. So it's very easy for somebody to get trapped up. All I'm saying is that even if they did do what they did, They are being held accountable for it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
So
saying? They
it's kind
are
of like
being
right
held
now.
accountable for it.
It's
They
kind of like right
we
now.
not
I have
so
a
it's not a
choice, right?
victim mentality. I'm not saying that it's a victim. I'm not because we get held accountable. When we do crime in the neighborhood, niggas go to jail. I went to jail. Most niggas
Yeah.
I know go to jail for the crimes that they commit. They get caught eventually. You feel what I'm saying? Very rare do I know nobody that never has been to jail or locked up some type of way that was really out here in the streets. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Eventually you gonna get locked up and you're going to be held accountable. But you being held accountable by motherfuckers who do the same shit that you do, and we give them a pass and let them get away with it because all people gonna say is we can't do nothing about that. You ain't doing nothing about crime in your community. You don't
Right.
clean up crime in your community. You call the police and they don't even clean up crime. All they do is lock up a few people. The next batch replace them. They lock them up. The next batch replace them. They lock them up. So what's really being solved? Murders ain't stopping in Atlanta. It actually went up. More motherfuckers than got killed since YSL got locked up than before they was out on the streets. But don't nobody talk about that. Ain't nobody talking about all the stuff that's still been going on. You feel what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
just saying lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. You feel what I'm saying? Then what? You lock them up. Then what about the kids that's right behind them that was looking up to them? Oh yeah, they in jail. It's my turn now. What about them? What you gonna do for them? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing, and it's gonna be a repeated cycle. So what are you saying? Lock them up ain't stopping nothing either. That's what I'm saying. That's my
Yeah.
point. Locking them up
Well,
ain't stopping nothing either, and we know this for 100% fact because niggas been getting locked up forever and ain't nothing changed in the hood. Not nothing.
CS Bank said, we know how the situation was created. No one is arguing it, but criminals in a community need to go to jail. Most murderers most murders in Chicago are barely even investigated, so they are not being held accountable. And so the Uhuru Academy, Baba Amin, say accountability begins with facing a whole situation, then acting on it.
Exactly.
Um and also, if we'll touch on this really, really quick, then we got to jump off here, guys, because he got to
Okay.
get to his festivities and
Yeah.
enjoy his queen's birthday. But I know this is something that is close to your heart, so I know you want to chime in on this one. So, Chi-Town lady say, how does Brother True feel about snitching? If he says he won't do it, that's what has to change. A lot of people think the same dismissive way.
Man, I am a person who has participated in street activities, so I do not condone snitching. I don't think snitching is a solution to the problem. Somebody said I ain't got no solutions. I'm like, well, I actually do, but people don't want to do the work that solutions take. Solutions take you getting active in your community. I'm active in my community. I work with the youth. I teach the youth. I empower the youth. I pay the youth. All that. You feel what I'm saying? No grants. No, I ain't getting no government grants. No, none of that. It's all off the muscle of me because I want to be the change that I talk about. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't
Mm-hmm.
knocking nobody who can't do what I do because everybody can't, and I understand that. But I'm not finna snitch on my young dogs that's in the hood that might be allegedly doing something. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not finna do that because I was once them. If I can change, they can change. But I didn't have a me in the hood staying doing good in the hood. Niggas get a little bit of something and get the hell on. So if we don't have any examples in the environment that they growing up in, you talking to them ain't gonna do nothing. You got to get on the ground with them and show them better.
Yeah.
We have to be leaders with action instead of leaders with talking at the youth. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, what is you doing for them? What programs you got where they could come make some money? What programs where you got where they could come learn a life skill where they can keep them out of trouble because they know how to do something now. That's all they want is an opportunity, man. You give most of these kids opportunities. Most of these rappers, once they become rappers, they not doing nothing else. That's what they doing. It's a few that probably still doing dumbass shit, which I think is stupid. If you a rapper, be a rapper, stay out the streets, don't do that shit. Every real nigga I ever heard talk about it from Boosie, everybody say don't do it, you can't do it, because you're gonna go to jail. Period. Point blank. We know
Yeah.
jail is on the other side. Jail and death. That's it. You either go to jail for a long ass time, you die, or you be a rat.
You
Period.
either
That's how
go,
the
you
streets
got
end.
either your only two choices is hell or jail. But
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you my stance on snitching, then we could go ahead and jump off here.
Yeah.
If y'all liking the dialogue, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, whichever YouTube channel you're watching it from, whether it's the Deaths of the Age or the Hip Hop School, past and present, because we're live on both. Um, Here's my take on snitching. I feel as though snitching is the no snitching rule is a code again amongst the people who are in groups together or they're committing these crimes together. I think that only applies to them and not actual civilians. Like, and I
Yeah. Of
think the
course.
civilians have taken it on as if they're in the streets and they have to actually live by those particular codes. And for me, I feel like if you and another person have committed a crime together and you tell on this person in order to buy you some time or lessen your time, then that's a problem because y'all both did this together. But if you see
Mhm.
something, if you just a person that live in the neighborhood, you don't make that much money, so you do have to live in a neighborhood that is infested with crime and everything, and you see stuff going around on in front of your own front door, and you want to be able to sleep in peace at night. I don't feel like it's anything wrong with alerting the authorities because you're not actually out there doing these things. So if you're not part of like that street life, that no snitching rule really don't apply to you for real. That's how I think about it.
No, that's facts. It don't. But at the same time, I just caution people to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would say before you call the police on the little niggas on the corner or whatever, try to holler at them. Try to talk to them. You see what I'm saying? Don't just be scared of them because of this perception that you got. You know what I'm saying? Go try to holler at them. Go try to kick it with them. Give them, you know what I'm saying? Without telling them what they doing is wrong or talking at them. Just kick it with them and see what's on their mind. Like, see what they day, you know, how they day going or something like that. Get to know the people in your community, and then maybe you can make a difference. You never know. You walking up to a young nigga on the corner, especially a woman, you know what I'm saying? Just giving them a hug. Hey, you want a hug, man? You know what I'm saying? Just real shit. Like for
Mm-hmm.
real. Like people, the littlest things melt the hardest nigga on the street because they ain't never got that.
Yeah, I
Everybody
feel
want to
you.
throw them away. You know what I'm saying? Everybody throw us away. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really embraces. We the police don't like us people, and I ain't saying that it's not a, you know what I'm saying, a reason behind that because of the shit that's going on and the, you know what I mean, things that's being done in the community. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
like
I ain't
C.
really,
I like CS
yeah, I'm
Banks.
calling
CS
that
Banks said, "Man, I'm not about to try and reason with them dudes. I'm calling 911."
I mean, hey, I ain't. You
I
gotta do
like
what you do.
CS Banks.
But no, I understand the civilian though doing what they got to do to feel safe or whatever, you know. But I just say be careful because you calling the police, they might show up and get to doing you greasy. Calling the police don't mean it's gonna end well. That's
They
for
ain't
sure.
got to know you was the one that called. Hey, somebody said something real deep in here, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. I definitely been enjoying this dialogue all night. It's
For
been
sure.
dope. Um, Bank SS video say the rappers gotta shut the fuck up first, then the youth might listen. That's a cold piece. It's so much depth to what he actually said. The rappers gotta shut the fuck up first, then the youth might listen. While we still got these rappers out here spewing that nonsense that they listen to on their iPads, they got their earbuds in their ear all throughout the day. They listening to music more so than anything throughout the day or whatever. As long as you got that noise in their ear, it's gonna be real hard to actually reach them. And I feel like that's part of Charleston White's work is more so of cleaning that part up so that we can actually penetrate the youth in order to bring about a change because we can't be trying to do the grassroots work and have boots on the ground one moment and then we're having these lectures and we're empowering these kids and telling them who they are and giving them hope, but then you also let them go off by their merry way, and they plug they headphones up and they put it on their ear, and they're not listening to anything but destruction. So we got to do a better job, because at
Yeah, I
the
mean,
end
you
of the
got
day, it's
it
counterproductive.
definitely. It definitely got to be more. It got to be more balanced. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. But at the same time, as long as that environment exists, they gonna rap about it, whether they actually doing it or not doing it. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta create environments that where that stuff doesn't exist, and create that for the children coming up, where they don't gotta rap about that. You see what I'm saying? Or they
Yep.
got something different to rap about. You feel me? That's what I feel like. You know, everybody got their lane. Salute to, Charleston White. A lot of shit he say is 100. I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. But I'm not calling no police. I'm not with that. I'm not an advocate for that at all. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Well,
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna create an environment where these children see something way different than what's going on. And I'm gonna be in the hood. I'm gonna create peace in the hood. Ain't no dope being sold on the block we own. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Just period.
yeah. So I mean, we gotta do something, and it ain't gonna everything ain't gonna change overnight, and we
Overnight.
all have
For
it
sure.
ain't gonna change overnight, and we all have our different unique perspectives and things that we can use in order to garner change.
Mm-hmm.
Solo the pro, he said, kids fight at my shop. We beg them to take it outside. They don't hear shit. When I say I'm about to call the police, they run. Yeah, that could be a scare tactic for real. But again, man, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. It's been a really, really dope show. CS Bank said, "Hey, good stream. By the way, respect to both of y'all, regardless of any disagreements.
For
Hey,
sure, for
listen,
sure.
over here, we welcome all thoughts, opinions, or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
may be, because that's another thing we got to start doing as Black people, is just being able to have disagreements and hear each other's side. Because even though I might not necessarily agree with everything that you're saying, there may be something that I can take from what you're saying in order to build on my perspective on things. So just because we
Mm-hmm.
disagree, it don't mean that we should shut each other out or start getting disrespectful. And because that's where you get the saying, chew the meat, spit out the bones. That's where that come from. You should be able to listen and take heed and to what it is that gravitates towards you, that resonates with you, and just take something from that and use that and to implement in whatever program that you got going on. You ain't gotta, and that's the problem with us. We have a problem as Black people where we get to the point of we try to change how each other think, how each other believe, and all of these
Mm-hmm.
different things. We get so caught up into that until we missed out on actually bringing forth solutions, because we so worried about trying to get the next man to just see everything like us. You ain't got to see everything like me, because guess what?
Right.
If you saw everything like me, then we'll probably end up in a dead road, because my solutions gonna be your solutions, and my solution obviously ain't working alone by itself. So I need somebody that has a different perspective, and we have to start being more welcoming of that. So with that being said, man, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight for another episode of the Death of the Asia / the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast, because we are going live on both of those podcasts. I did stream from Death of the Asia, which is my own individual podcast, but I'm also part of the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast, along with Brother Truth and two other panelists, Supreme Rod and Heezy. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about nothing but hip hop over there. Amber Alert, bitch. I'm not Superman. Don't ring my phone with that. I don't know why the motherfucker think we finna jump out with a cape on. You get what I'm saying? I don't know who done went through Missouri, Texas, picking up kids, but baby, I ain't got shit to do with it. Don't hit my phone up with that. But
And
anyway,
I appreciate you having me on
yeah,
too.
I appreciate you coming through. But anyway, y'all check us out, what I'm saying, on all the different platforms. If you're watching from the Desk of the Asia, the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast link is in the description. You could click that, go over there and subscribe. And you'll hear a lot of thoughts and opinions of myself and Brother Truth, along with our other brother, Supreme Rod and Heezy. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.